Today I'm making baked chicken, mac and cheese, potato salad, Brussels sprouts, and cornbread. I'm gonna start off by washing and seasoning. Okay, so I washed my chicken thighs with lemon juice and vinegar and water. I'm gonna trim off the extra fat on the sides. Okay, so I took most of that fat off, and now I'm gonna just dry my chicken up before I start seasoning it. Okay, and instead of adding like oil, like all that other, I'm gonna add this instead, a little bit more healthier, and then I'm gonna add all my seasonings on it. This I'm gonna use garlic, Italian, Kinder's, onion, and Tony's, and some oregano. Okay, so now I'm gonna cover these up and I'm gonna let it sit in the fridge until I'm ready to actually throw them in the oven. I'm gonna clean my area that I just used all that raw chicken on. And now I'm gonna start shredding my cheese for the mac and cheese. I usually use Kraft mac and cheese for the black cheese, but they didn't have any at the store and I wasn't gonna go to 2 stores. So I just grabbed sharp cheddar, Marble Jack, and okay, so I could not find my cheese grater for the life of me, so I just blended that up. And now I'm gonna get started on the potatoes for the potato salad. Okay, so I peeled them and cut them, and then I put them in this pot with salt. I'm gonna let them boil and do their thing. Just wake up from your nap. Okay, so I put another pot to boil, and I'm gonna add 5 eggs in this one. And my potatoes, they're done, so I'm gonna drain them. And I'm very basic with my seasonings for the potato salad. This is all I'm gonna use with the eggs. So I'm gonna add the seasonings to the potatoes first with butter. Okay, so I'm also gonna put a large pot of water to boil for my macaroni noodles because I'm gonna get started on that macaroni now as well. Okay, so I added about 4 tablespoons, like big spoons of mayo, like 2 tablespoons of mustard, like 3 scoops of the relish. I added the onion, garlic, salt, pepper, and I did add some onion powder. I'm gonna mix this all up and then show you. Okay, so this is how it's looking. I added a little paprika on top. I'm gonna let this sit cause it's still warm. You don't wanna put it in the fridge yet, cause I don't eat hot potato salad. I like it cold. So I'm gonna let it sit, get a little heat off, and then I'll put it in the fridge. Okay, and then this is everything that I'm gonna be using for the mac and cheese. So in a pot or a pan, wherever you wanna do it, on medium heat, I'm gonna place a half a stick of butter and let that melt down. And then that's bubbling up, you could really just add your noodles in already. And then I'm gonna add like half of the heavy whipping cream and the seasonings. And then let it come to like the slightest little boil. And then I already put my macaroni noodles in the pot as well. And I see the slightest little bubbles start to come, so I'm gonna start adding my cheese gradually. And this whole process is basically gonna be stirring, adding more cheese, stirring, adding more cheese, and stirring, adding more cheese. Y'all see that? I'm gonna keep adding more. And I'm also gonna go ahead and add half a block of cream cheese and more seasoning. There we go. You just gotta add that cheese, girl. You just gotta add that cheese. And start your oven to 350 as well. So my cheese sauce is done. I'm just gonna wait for my noodles to be done. And then I'm gonna drain this and add that to the noodles. I drain my noodles. I'm gonna add 1 egg and some seasonings to my noodles and mix that. And now add your cheese sauce. So now I'm gonna add 1 layer of macaroni and then cheese, and another layer and then cheese. That's 1 layer. I also added some paprika on top. I'm about to throw this in the oven. Now I'm gonna bring my chicken out that I marinated, that I seasoned earlier, and I'm about to put them in the oven. I poked some holes. Okay, now I'm about to get started on the cornbread. I'm using Jiffy. So I'm gonna follow the instructions on here, use the egg, the 1/3 cup of milk, and then I'm gonna add sugar and butter. Make sure you butter up your pan for the cornbread, and then I'm gonna add butter, brown, white sugar, and some honey in the batter. And now I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the oven. Now I'm gonna get started on my Brussels sprouts. I'm gonna start by frying pieces of bacon on a pan. So now I'm gonna add the bacon to the pan. While the bacon cooks down, I'm gonna start chopping my Brussels sprouts in half. Just like this, all of them. And now that they're all cut in half, I'm gonna season them up with these seasonings. Keep cooking your bacon down. Got your Brussels sprouts all seasoned. Okay, I also already took out my mac and cheese. It looks beautiful. I'm gonna let it sit right there. And I'm still doing the bacon. Chicken still cooking, cornbread still is not done yet. And don't let that bacon burn. You just wanna get all that fat out, all that oil and grease, because we're gonna cook our Brussels sprouts face down throughout the whole pan of the bacon grease. Now I took the bacon out, I'm gonna put my Brussels sprouts face down. Basically just like that. And it's a process to do it. I literally still have some Brussels sprouts, but just fill up the pan as much as you can and just let them cook with all that bacon grease. They're gonna get crispy. Okay, so I took my cornbread out. I'm gonna add butter and honey on top. And I took the chicken out. I put my barbecue sauce, this the best one, and then the hickory and brown sugar. I'm gonna put that back in the oven. Beautiful, that's just perfect. And it's gonna take a little minute. Let them crisp up. Just leave them alone, let them cook. So now I flipped them all over and I'm about to re-add the bacon. And then I'm also gonna add like 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 to 2, like about that much. And then just mix it all together now. And then you could honestly be done here. I'm gonna cook them for like a minute or 2 more. Okay, now those are done, just put a lid on them so they stay warm. That's automatically staying warm because the heat from the oven's still on, the chicken's still in there, it's almost done. I'm gonna show y'all everything when it's done. Everything is done. And that's dinner, y'all.